Hi everyone. Hope all is well. My name is Kevin. I am starting a campaign called BWI, which stands for Ballin' with Intentions, and I will be going by McNutty on this channel. And BWI, Ballin' with Intentions, mission statement is to help myself and others through sports. I've been through. I'm an incredibly lucky person. I've great family and friends. I've been through some unique life experiences. Um, who knows if they're fortunate or unfortunate, but I've been through some pretty unique life experiences, and I will be sharing my story in this campaign, BWI, and my goal is to help myself and others through sports. I'm a huge sports fan, and yes, this is all kind of new to me, and you might be thinking McNutty. I hope some of you know where I got that reference from. There's definitely a huge Baltimore influence in me, and you might be thinking BWI, Baltimore Washington International, BWI, Balling with Intentions. My name is heavily influenced by Terrence West, who is Terrence West is I believe from West Baltimore. In my opinion, one of the greatest college running backs of all time, and he was this even the starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens for about a year. I am a huge fan of Terrence West. He influenced me for the idea for the name for my campaign, and I'm a huge fan. I would actually be humbled to get Terrence's opinion on everything, and even probably to have him involved in this campaign. BWI Bone with Intentions, and I would actually, yeah, I would be humbled even maybe to have Terrence as an office mate in this campaign and to work with him, um, and to get his opinion on things. Terrence has an amazing story. I believe after high school, he had a year. I think he was working at a shoe store called like maybe Jimmy Jazz, and then he walked under Towson, had to walk on. I think he was like taking the bus, not even living on campus. And Terrence did amazing things at Towson University, like I think like set records, had close to his season. I think his last year, his season numbers were like close to Barry Sanders' Heisman college season. I think Terrence and Towson University made the D1AA college championship game. I think they might have even defeated Jimmy Garoppolo's team in the college in the D1AA playoffs that season. So Terrence heavily influenced me on this. And when I was younger, when I was a kid, I had a lot of surgeries in Baltimore. I am from outside of Boston, Massachusetts. Um, Baltimore became like my home away from home. Um, yeah, so I've yeah, so that's kind of hence why the Baltimore influences. So kind of some of my unique experiences I'll be sharing through this campaign, and my mission is to help myself and others through sports. Um, I have I have suffered, I believe, and lived and managed from a misunderstood disorder called obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. I believe severe OCD I have lived with for about 17 years. It's a very misunderstood disorder. In my opinion, it is by far the toughest thing I have ever battled. Not even close, but I will be sharing my experiences with obsessive compulsive disorder, and I do not believe I am recovered and healed. But I am not waiting. I am trying to fight and pursue my one of my biggest values and dreams, which is balling with intentions, at the same time. And I might even fight and even a little bit on camera. And with my battle of OCD, when I'm struggling, which I don't even know how I'm doing this because I kind of relapsed this morning, and it's been a really rocky day. But I'll stutter. I'll have very hesitancy speaking. I'll try so hard so little comes out. Anxiety, OCD. Yeah, it's the toughest thing I've battled, and I believe I have never thought about taking my life, but I definitely can. feel like I understand how someone could lose their life to obsessive compulsive disorder. I believe I understand a lot of the nuances, loops. If someone has ever thought about taking their life from their battle of OCD, I think I definitely feel your pain. I understand. I've felt personally like on a bit on eggshells for about 17 years, like most days. So I'll be sharing that. I'm a little person, so I'll be sharing my experiences there. As a little person in Baltimore, I went through some when I was a kid leg corrective surgeries, but also limb lengthening surgeries. I am 4'11" now. I would have been probably 4'1" without surgeries. So I gained about 10 inches on my legs, about 3 inches on each upper arm. I will be sharing my experiences and views on limb lengthening, pros and cons, maybe even some things I regret. Won't probably be all rosy. I'll be sharing my honest opinions, opinions on limb lengthening. I will also actually. Hey, sorry guys. Hold on 1 minute. Thank you guys. We're back. Yeah, so I'll be sharing my experiences on limb lengthening. Also, in October of 2024, I went through T5 to L4 spinal fusion surgery. Luckily, I've been doing great. It hasn't been an easy road. The toughest thing I've dealt with that actually. T5. I did not have surgery on my neck, but I dealt with debilitating neck stiffness for about 14 to 15 months post-op. But physically, luckily, I'm doing great. I'm doing things that I didn't even know if I'd ever be able to do again, like even as little as 4 or 5 months ago. So physically, I'm doing great. Shout out and thank you to Dr. David Feldman, Dr. Aaron Harry, Dr. Dr. Scott Raffa, and Andrea Mauer at the Paley Institute at St. Mary's Medical Center. They're an amazing team. Um, I had to have surgery. I probably waited a little too long. I was slowly becoming paralyzed. I was just really hurt, and I just wanted to give myself like a month to see if I recovered. But things have luckily turned out good physically. But I'm very lucky. I had pretty significant nerve symptoms in my legs, feet before surgery. Then the last couple months before surgery, I had a pretty abnormal reflexes in my legs, which they would be like shaking if it was cold. I got a little water on them. That was terrifying. It felt like the power was going out. I had a lot of pressure in my feet. Minor balance issues. So I am incredibly lucky physically. Thank you to that team, and I don't quite have the same range of motion. And I live with dwarfism, achondroplasia. I don't have long arms to begin with, so I am completely independent, but I have to do a lot of things differently. I will be sharing my experiences living life post T5 to L4 spinal fusion surgery. That's a pretty big spine fusion I live with. So I'll be sharing my experiences with that. And like I said, balling with intentions. This campaign's mission is to help myself and others through sports. The sports side, we are starting a futures sports betting channel. So a future sports betting channel. I feel like most people in the industry, it's more daily betting. We are starting a future sports betting channel. I'll go through that in a little bit. Some other things I want to catch up to. So yeah, like why Baltimore became my home away from home. I already mentioned. I'm a fan of Terrence West. Probably my three biggest Baltimore influences. As you can see, the Lamar Jackson behind me. I am a huge Baltimore Ravens fan. I've been a huge Baltimore Ravens fan since I was about 10 years old. I loved Ray Lewis. Rest in peace, Tony Siragusa, Ed Reed, Lamar Jackson. I've just always loved that team's personality. It seems like plays come and go. The Baltimore Ravens identity stays the same. Even other guys like Chris McAllister, Ron McClain, who can forget him leading the team in rushing to the AFC Championship game in the 2008 season. Peter Bowler, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton. Kind of goes on and on. Mark Ingram, Joe Flacco. Yeah, yeah. I'm a huge Baltimore Ravens fan. I also love the HBO show The Wire. I believe The Wire is one of the greatest pieces of American art of all time. Um, and I go by McNutty. I love The Wire. I think that's a phenomenal piece of art, phenomenal TV show. And besides The Wire, probably my biggest Baltimore influence. He is my favorite music artist and one of my actually one of my biggest influences of all time. Tyrese Lord Scooter Watson. Long live Scooter. Um, he, yes, he is one of my biggest influences. He's my favorite music artist, and I actually did not find out about Tyrese Lord Scooter Watson. I didn't even know who he was until about a year after he passed in summer of when I found out about him. It was about summer of 2017. When I listened to his music, I fell in love pretty quickly. About the fifth song I listened to, I heard was No Turning Back. And he kind of, I guess I still kind of like the music I listened to before, but he kind of made me not even really interested in it anymore. He just kind of completely changed me. I've battled different adversities than he battled. Yeah, it's definitely different adversities. His music is it is very rough and raw, and there is some harsh language in it, and a lot of the language in his music I do not use, but I really feel like just from listening to his music a lot and watching videos of him, I feel like he was a really good person. I think he was a sweet person, and I think he was just kind of explaining what was going on around him, and also with Law Scooter's music. I exercise about 5 to 6 days a week, and 99% of the time I exercise, listen to music, and I'm in a very niche narrow lane with music. I buy into characters more than I just listen to music. I have to kind of buy into the character, but I would say maybe at max 10 times since I found his music have I exercised and not had any Scooter up next in my playlist. Like there'll be other artists, but he's always in whatever playlist I'm listening to. Like maybe 8 or 10 times tops since 2017. I exercise about 5 to 6 days a week. I fell in love pretty quickly. With his music. I just love the vibe. His music's very visual. It's very raw, but he seemed like a really good person. I like the way he ran his campaign. I've battled different adversities than he battled. I'm not from Baltimore, but his music just really resonated with me, and I get a lot of pain out through his music. And he's not just my favorite music artist; he's one of my biggest influences. And I know it's tragically been it just recently was 10 years since he passed, but long live Scooter. And I love showing people his music, and I hope to only do it in a respectful way. I try to only do it in a respectful way, but I love showing people his music and just explaining why his music's impacted me so much. And um, like I said, I've never thought about taking my life, but I've had a lot of days where I felt hopeless and felt like not living, and his music has always come through for me. So I'm just very grateful for Tyrese Lord Scooters Watson's contributions as an artist. Him, his music, his campaign, they're just very special to me. So that's probably my biggest Baltimore influence. And I mentioned my life experiences. Just I'll be sharing through this campaign. Just life as a little person, my 17-year battle with severe obsessive compulsive disorder, which is misunderstood disorder in my opinion. Just living life post T5 to L4 spine fusion, and briefly just my experiences on limb lengthening, maybe things I might pros cons, things I might even regret. I'll try to be completely honest. And then, and this campaign isn't limited to helping people through the things I've battled, and it's not limited on the sports side to just future sports betting. This is just what we are starting out with. Definitely not limiting ourselves. And then, yeah, so through the sports side, we're starting a future sports betting channel. Most people, I believe, in the sports betting industry, um, no, most channels, most podcasts, they're mostly focused on daily betting, from my opinion. Even channels like Sports Grid, Vision, etc. So we're starting a future sports betting channel. I believe there's an unseen demand there, and I love it. I love the process of it. I've been future sports betting for a long time. Every time every time I place a bet, I go in my iPhone, I go in the notes, I write the team, the amount, the odds. I just love the whole process of it. I've become pretty, I've done pretty well recently. I have, so a season being like hockey season, basketball season, football season, baseball season. I've had 6 straight seasons with a profit between $500 to $2,000. So I've done pretty well. Before that was definitely more losing than winning. So it's been nice to have some winning recently. But I love the process of it. On the daily bet, yeah. So on the daily betting side, yeah, most things I think on daily betting, and I actually think sports betting's kind of gone a little too far. I don't like a lot of the live betting. I don't like how a lot of the sports books they offer very impulsive, degenerate type bets. Like, is the next pitch going to be a ball, a strike? Is the next basket scored going to be a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer? That doesn't even interest me much. I mean, I guess you could bet those and not do it in a degenerate way, and you can even bet futures in a degenerate way. I've probably gone a little wild too much, but I don't like a lot of those really impulsive. Yeah, I don't care so much about crazy player prop parlays. I mean, I think it creates opportunities for a lot of like havoc and corruption, like the NBA, the Jonte Porter case, the Cleveland Guardians in baseball, where the pitchers were accused of throwing the ball in the dirt, and there was a lot of bets that the first pitch of the inning would be a ball. So I enjoy more the futures sports betting, not so much focus on the daily. I think it's an unseen opportunity. I'm more a set it and forget it. I'm not glued on my phone much anyway. I don't like really being glued on my phone during games. I like just more set it, forget it. I like the slow process. I love when I have my coffee in the morning to always be scouting the odds, just in the long term, researching teams. With me, it's more about the process, and I hope a lot of you people tune in, and I'm grateful for anyone who tunes in. I hope if you're not interested, maybe we can get you interested in some future sports betting or a different type of way to bet if you mostly just daily bet. Um, I love it. So that's the avenue. Definitely open to help others and others through other sports avenues too. Um, so excuse me here. I'm just trying to clear my head. I've had a rough day. Um, yeah, so that's the sports betting channel. Oh yeah, and just a few more things. So like, I will be doing different types of videos. So like, we will be doing like the with intentions videos separate from the sports betting videos. So like, if you hear me talk about just maybe I had a rough week with OCD or living life post T5 to L4 spine fusion or life as a little person, I will be doing those videos separate from handicap and sports. So you will not hear like nothing's set in stone, but I might there's 8 divisions of football. I might do a video for each division. If I handicap, you won't hear me handicapping the NFC East and talking about my battles with OCD in the same video. I'll do separate videos so those who want to hear my story and diversities and that they can hear that. Those who want to just hear me handicap sports can hear that. They will be separate videos. And I'm kind of a unique sports fan too, so I'd like to share that. As I mentioned, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, and baseball, I'm a Miami Marlins fan, and the Fighting Fish, they've been on a roll. They've been on a roll recently, and I actually have a post I made on X. I might have to hold my bargain when we were struggling. I think I posted it. It was a response to a Kyle Sealaff post, and Kyle Sealaff, he's been responding to some of my tweets, which is awesome. He's I think the play-by-play guy for the Miami Marlins, but I responded to him, and I got a lot of reaction that if the Miami Marlins make the playoffs, if the Fighting Fish make the playoffs, I will roll into Lone Depot Park in a white Chrysler Pacifica with NASA spray painted on the sides. And it's gotten some attention. And Lone Depot Park, if you don't know, it kind of looks like a space station, and then a white minivan Chrysler Pacifica. But in the Fighting Fish, they've been the hottest team in baseball since June 1st. I believe the best record in baseball. And I posted that after a big win, but we had been struggling. It was a big win, I believe, and it was one of the turning point wins. So I might have to. We might be rolling into Lone Depot Park in a NASA van. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a Miami Marlins fan, and then basketball, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. In hockey, I'm a Buffalo Sabres fan. In college, U of Miami Hurricanes fan. The Sacramento Kings and the Sabres, I became a fan more recently. The Sacramento Kings in 2023, me and my uncle, we hit them hard in the future sports betting market. They had not made the playoffs in about, I think, 16 seasons actually. In the NBA, like over half the league makes the playoffs. And at the end, yes, we hit them hard and got some great odds. Actually, went out there with some friends and family, went to a few games, had a blast. I never really had a basketball team. Did well. I hit on Mike Brown, Coach of the Year, on an 80-1 ticket. Them to win the Pacific Division, 50-1 ticket. Did really well. So then I just became a fan. And the Buffalo Sabres, one of my very good friends, Eric, he was a Buffalo Sabres fan. I never had a hockey team. I always liked the sport. I just never really followed it. Also, I mean, with working full time and being a huge sports fan of basketball, baseball, and football, just you don't have time. And basketball is probably my biggest future sports betting season. But I had some downtime. Kind of became a Sabres fan the end of last year. Honestly, the end of last year. This year they broke their 14-year playoff drought. I kind of became a fan halfway through last year, so I didn't really bet them. This year, did great with them in the future sports betting market. They broke their 14-year playoff drought, so I'm rolling with the Buffalo Sabres as my hockey team. Those are kind of inspired by some good future sports betting success. But yeah, so I'm kind of probably a little bit of a different sports fan. There's a reason behind all those teams. Also, for the Sacramento Kings, I love Mark Jones. Mark Jones is probably my favorite play-by-play guy of all time. And he recently followed me back on X, and I really appreciate that. That was awesome seeing that. And then, hold on, let me just hold here. So, like I said, BWI's mission statement is to help myself and others through sports. When I'm suffering, I can't even believe I'm doing this now. I had a really rough day. When I'm struggling with OCD, I kind of stutter, hesitancy speaking, very low energy. Um, it's like it's a doubting disorder. It's brutal. I'm an incredibly lucky person. It's over the years. I believe it's contributed to me missing out on a lot of opportunities, just kind of being a little underemployed. It's probably affected some of my relationships with friends, family. It's definitely, I believe, responsible for missing out on a few opportunities with some beautiful girls who even sometimes showed interest in me. It's definitely not completely responsible. There's always things I could have done better, but like if you've struggled with severe OCD, like it's tough if you haven't recovered. It's definitely a lot of responsible, and I'm going to do in this. I don't feel I'm recovered, but I don't want to wait. The OCD coach I'm working with, I'm pursuing my dreams, and we're focused on me pursuing my values, and balling with intentions is definitely one of my biggest values. So we're doing this at the same time. This video is a baseline. Things, there could be days where I'm really puking and stuttering and whatever on camera, but this is a baseline. Things might get worse before they get better. OCD has no rules. That beast is just an absolute monster. It has no rules. So, I mean, and the thing that's confusing is I don't even do many compulsions because of some of the rabbit holes I've been down in the past. It's just I would do whatever I think's the right thing to do. It's just so tricky. It uses my intelligence against me. So I'll be sharing that, and we're not waiting. We'll even fight on camera, share my experiences, and yes, this is my vision for Balling with Intentions. I have had this dream for 10 years for this campaign, and we'll see where it goes. And thank you so much for tuning in. And until we meet again, peace, McNutty.